Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for being in here, chat. Chat today, chat. We back at it. We back at it. Y'all see it. Think and Grow Rich, chat. We are reading. We are finna continue on and do what we was doing, chat. If y'all did not know, chat today. That's what we are reading today, chat. So just to let y'all know. So if y'all get anything from this book, I do encourage y'all, take the information and run with it. I do encourage y'all to take the information and run with it, chat. But we're finna go ahead and get into it. Chat, we're gonna do 15 to 30 minutes of straight reading on live. So yeah, chat. Right now, the first topic is a 50-cent lesson in persistence. Chat. Shortly after Mr. Darby received his degree from the University of Hard Knocks and had decided to profit by his experiences, chat, in a gold mining business, he had the good fortune. Chat, hold on now. Let me go ahead. Hold on now. Where was I at? Yeah, yeah. Chat. Shortly after Mr. Darby received his degree from the University of the Hard Knocks and had decided to profit by his experience in the gold mining business, Chet had the good fortune to be present on the occasion that proved to him that no, no does not necessarily mean no. One afternoon, he was helping his uncle grind wheat in an old-fashioned mill. His uncle operated a large farm on which a number of sharp corp farmers lived. Quietly, the door was opened and a small child, the daughter of a tenant, walked in and took her place near the door. Chat. Took her place near the door. Let me go ahead and switch. Yeah, chat right here. Yeah, yeah. I think I need to put my headphones on.
Yeah, we should be good now, chat. Hopefully y'all can hear me, chat. But hopefully y'all can hear me good now. But the uncle looked up and saw the child and barked at her roughly. What do you want? Meekly the child replied, my mammy says send her 50 cents. I'll not do it, the uncle retorted. Now you run on home. Yes, sir, the child replied, but she did not move. The uncle went ahead with his work so visibly engaged he did not notice that the child had not left. When he looked up and saw her still standing there, he yelled at her, I told you to go on home. Now go or I'll take a switch at you. The little girl said, yes, sir, but she did not budge an inch. The uncle dropped a sack of grain he was about to pour into the mill hopper, picked up a barrel, stave, and started towards the child with an expression on his face that indicated trouble. Darby held his breath. He was certain he was about to witness a murder. He knew his uncle had a fierce temper. Chat, think and grow rich. Think and grow rich. Think and grow rich. It's, until Uncle reached the spot where the child was standing, she quickly stepped forward one step, looked into his eyes, and screamed at the top of her shrill voice. My mommy gotta have that 50 cent. My mommy gotta have that 50 cent. Chat. The uncle stopped, looked at her for a minute, then slowly laid the barrel stave on the floor, put his hand in his pocket, took out half a dollar and gave it to her. The child took the money and slowly backed towards the door, never taking her eyes off the man whom she had just conquered. After she had gone, the uncle sat down on the box and looked out the window into space for more than 10 minutes. He was pondering with awe on the whipping he had just taken, chat. More dark. Mr. Darby, too, was doing some thinking. That was the first time in all his experiences, chat, that he had seen the child of a sharecropper deliberately master an adult authority figure, chat. How did she do it? What happened to his uncle that caused him to lose his fierceness and become a doc, docile as a lamb? What strange power did this child use that made her master over her superior? These and other similar questions flashed into Darby's mind, but he did not find an answer until years later when he told me the story. Strangely, the story of this unusual experience was told to the author and the old mule on the very spot where the uncle took his whipping. As we stood there in the musty old mule, Mr. Darby repeated the story of the unusual conquest and finished by asking, "What can you make of it? What strong power did that child use so completely with my uncle, chat?" The answer to this question will be found in the principles described in this book. Never give up. Never give up, chat. If we having a hard time reading right now, that don't mean I'm gonna stop reading. Shit, don't give up. That's what that means, chat. Whatever y'all going through, don't give up. And that's from me, and that's from a black brother to whatever white brother, Asian brother, Mexican brother, lady, female, whatever. Keep on going and don't give up, chat. It might be hard right now, but if you do the hard stuff right now, it's gonna get easy later on, chat. Make sure y'all remember that, chat. The answer to this question will be found into the principles in this book. The answer is full and complete. It contains details and instructions significant to enable anyone to understand and apply the same force that the little child accidentally stumbled upon, chat. Keep your mind alert. Keep your mind alert and you will observe exactly what strange powers came to the rescue of the child. Chat. Make sure y'all remember that, chat. Somewhere in the book, you will find an idea will quicken your receptive powers and place at your command for your own benefit. This same irresistible power, the awareness of this power may come to you in the first chapter, or it may flash into your mind in some sequent chapter. It may come in some form of single idea, or it may come in the nature of a plan or a purpose. Again, may cause you go back to it, it may cause you to go back into your past experiences of failure or defeat and bring to the surface some lessons by which you can regain all that you lost through defeat. If y'all did not know, chat, if y'all understand us, can y'all put a one in the chat? If y'all understand us, can y'all put in a one in the chat? If y'all don't understand us, put a two in the chat. Let me see if I need to read a lot slower, or do I need to read with commas, the periods? It's all love though, chat. Y'all ain't got to answer. Y'all do not have to answer, chat. Okay. After that, after I had described to Mr. Darby the power unwittingly used by the little child, he quickly retraced his 30 years of experiences. As a life insurance salesman, he frankly acknowledged that his success in the field was due in no small degree to the lessons he had learned from the child, chat. Mr. Darby pointed out every time a prospect tried to bow me out without buying, I saw that child standing there in the old mill, her big eyes glaring in defiance, and I said to myself, I got to said to myself, I've I've got to make this sale. The better portion of sales, of all sales I made, were made after people said no. He recalled to his mistake in having stopped only 3 feet from gold, but he said the experience was a blessing in disguise. It taught me to keep on going, no matter how hard the going may be. A lesson I needed to learn before I could succeed in anything. This story, this story, Mr. Darby and his uncle, the sharecropper, Child in the Gold Mine will doubtless be read by hundreds of people who make their living by selling life insurance. To all of these Q&As, what's up, y'all? Chat, to all of these, the author wishes to offer the suggestion that Darby owed to these two experiences his ability to sell more than $1 million of life insurance every year. Life is strange. Life is strange and often imponderable. Both the success and failures have their roots in simple experiences. Mr. Darby experiences were commonplace and simple enough, yet as they held the answer to his destiny in life, they were as important to him as life itself. He profited by these two dramatic experiences because he analyzed them and found the lesson they taught. But what of the person who has neither the time nor the inclination to study failure in search of knowledge that may lead to success? Where and how are they to lead the art of converting defeat into stepping stones to opportunity? And the answer to these questions, the book was written. The answers call for a description of 13 principles. However, remember as you read that the answer you may be seeking to the questions which have caused you to ponder over the strangeness of life may be found in your own mind. Some idea, plan, or purpose may spring into your mind as you read. Okay. As you read, one sound idea is all you need to achieve success. The principles described in this book contain the best and most practical ways of means of creating useful ideas. Before we go any further in our approach to the description of these principles, we believe you are entitled to receive these important suggestions. When riches begin to come, they come so quickly in such great abundance that one wonders where have they been hiding during all these lean years. This is an astounding statement in all the more. So when so when we take an astounding statement and all the more so when we take into consideration the popular belief that riches come only to those who work hard and long. When you begin to think and grow rich, you will observe that riches begin with a state of mind, with definites, a purpose, with a little or no hard work. Damn right. Damn right. Chat. You damn right. You and every other person ought to be interested in knowing how to acquire a state of mind that will attract riches. I spent 25 years in research analyzing more than 25,000 people because I too wanted to know how wealthy men become that way. Mm. Chat. So let me go back. Without that research, this book could not have been written. Here, take We are reading chat. Here, take the notice of a very significant truth. The business depression started in 1929 and continued on all-time record of destruction until sometime after the president Roosevelt entered office. Then the depression began to fade into nothingness. Just as an electrician in a theater raises the light so gradually that the darkness is transmuted into light before you realize. So did the spell of fear in the minds of the people gradually fade away and become faith? As soon as you master these principles, as soon as you master the principles of this physiology, physiology, okay, as soon as you master the principles of this and begin to follow the instructions of applying those principles, your financial status will begin to improve. Everything you touch will begin to transmute itself into an asset for your benefit. Impossible, not at all. One of the main weaknesses of mankind is the average person familiarity with the word impossible. He knows all the rules that will not work. He knows all the things that cannot be done. This book has written for those who seek the rules that have made others successful and are willing to state everything on those rules. A great many years ago, I purchased a fine dictionary. The first thing I did was turn to the word impossible and neatly clipped it out of the book. Damn right. Clip that shit. Clip that shit out the book. That would not be an unwise thing for you to do. Success comes to those who become success conscious. Shit. Failure comes to those who indifferently allow themselves to become failure conscious. The object of this book is to help all who seek it learn the art of changing their minds from failure conscious to success consciousness. Another weakness found in altogether too many people is the habit of measuring everything and everyone by their own expressions and beliefs. Some who read this will believe that no one can think and grow rich. They cannot think in terms of riches because their thought habits have been steeped in poverty, want, misery, failure, and defeat. Millions of people look at the achievements of Henry Ford and envy him his good fortune or luck or genius or whatever it is they credit for Ford's fortune. Chat, perhaps one person in every 100,000 know the secret of Ford's success, and those who do know are too modest or too reluctant to speak of it because of its simplicity. A single transaction will illustrate the secret perfectly. When Ford decided to produce his now famous V8 motor, he chose to build an engine with the entire eight-cylinder cast in one block and instructed his engineers to produce a design for the engine. The design was placed on paper, but the engineers believed it was simply impossible to cast an eight-cylinder gas engine block in one piece. Ford said, produce it anyway. But they replied, it's impossible. Go ahead, Ford commanded, and stay on the job until you succeed no matter what, no matter how much time it is required. The engineers went ahead. There was no other option. If they were to remain on Ford's staff, 6 months went by and nothing happened. Another 6 months passed and still nothing happened. The engineers tried every conceivable plan to carry out the orders, but the thing seemed out of question, impossible. At the end of the year, Ford checked with his engineers, and again they informed him that they found no way to carry out his orders. Go right ahead, said Ford. I want it and I'll have it. They went ahead, and then as if by a stroke of magic, the secret was discovered. The Ford determination. Cash it like your job. Cash it like your job. Come on now. Determination. The story may not be described with minute accuracy, but the sum and substance of it is correct. The dust, the dust from it, the dust from it, the dust from it. You who wish to think and grow rich, the secret of the 4 millions, if you can, you will not have to look very far. Henry Ford is a success because he understands and applies the principles of success. One of these is desires, knowing that one wants. Remember this for a story as you read and pick out the lines in which the secret of his stupendous achievements has been described. If you can do this, you can lay your finger on the particular group of principles that made Henry Ford rich. You can equal his achievements in almost any calling for which you are suited. The Henry Ford of the late 20th century was Bill Gates. Just as Ford revolutionized the transportation industry by creating a car that almost anyone can afford and drive, Bill Gates transformed the computer industry by designing software that enabled everybody, not just the specialized technocrats, to be able to use computers, and later making the personal computer a virtual necessity in every office, school, and home. The results of Bill Gates acquiring billions of dollars and becoming the richest man in America. He first became entraced with computers and began programming them at the age of 13 in 1973. He entered Harvard University. Chat. He entered Harvard University. He lived down the hall from Steve Ballmer, now Microsoft Chief Executive Officer. While at Harvard, Gates developed a version of programming language basics for the first microcomputer. Gates was so absorbed in his dreams of building software company that he left Harvard to devote his his energies to fulfilling it. A few years earlier, he and his childhood friend Paul Allen had formed a company, Microsoft, as the vehicle for this endeavor. Yeah, that's how you say it. And devour. Guided by a belief that the computer would be a valuable tool on every office desktop in every home. They began developing software for the personal computers. Gates foresight and his visions for personal computing have been central to the success of Microsoft and the software industry. Having achieved this major goal, Bill Gates continued to pursue new goals, both in the business of creating every improving computer programs and in his work, having founded with his wife Melinda the largest charitable foundation in the world. Chat, page 14, chat. Page 14, chat. We done. So page 14, chat. Like I said, we was gonna read for 15 to 30 minutes. We came on here for 15 to 30 minutes, chat. We gonna do this every day, chat, despite if we're having a hard time reading, if we're having a good time reading, chat. We're not gonna give up. We're gonna keep putting our foot down. We're gonna keep on going, chat. We're gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on doing different things. Gonna keep on doing different things. We're gonna keep on getting better every day, chat. A real life streamer, chat. Putting the grind in, chat. But other than that, chat, y'all know we got places to be, people to see, and tables to sit at. Hope everybody in here has a blessed day. Chat, make sure y'all get up and get to it, chat. Cash it. Like your job, man. Chat. Love y'all, chat. Appreciate y'all for being in here. Love y'all.